President of SAFA and all SAFA board members, Chief Executive of SAFA, former LOC members of 2010 FIFA World Cup present here, regional executive committees present here, delegates and football players, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and the President of SASCOC present here as well. Thank you for the invitation to this august gathering of continued review and assessment of the organization, the South African Football Association, SAFA, the crown jewel and custodian of football in our country. Indeed, football is a sport for all people of South Africa. It is a game like all sporting codes that should assist in fostering and rekindling our vision of unity of purpose, integrated development and social cohesion and inclusivity. These are values that are enshrined in our constitution which transcend gender, geographical, color or creed, status or strata. It is this historical bound of purpose that we should always consort around as social partners and forge a common and shared vision. As Reverend Vicky Elder, a senior minister of Unity of Monetary Congregation, observes that when the world was separated into two various tribes and nations, each developed its own story, reflecting the wisdom of their times and environment. Today, to survive, we need a new story, one that is inclusive of all of humanity, and even more importantly, that transcends human isolationism and honors the entire with community. Reverend Elder's sentiments resonate with our strategic objectives in the Department of Sports and Recreation, that we seek to contribute towards an active and robust nation which is athletic and resolute in its views about integrated sports development, nationhood, and cognitive consciousness. Chairperson, we are delighted that you have already started vigorous deliberations on the pending National Sports and Recreation Indaba. We are equally excited that you hosted your football Indaba in August 2011. We have familiarized ourselves with your resolutions, including your conference declarations. We are rejuvenated by your commitments to the national goals of the democratic state and those of the sports and recreation South Africa. To us, it shows your commitment to support the vision of an active and winning nation. Ladies and gentlemen, from the onset, would like to clear the cards. Sports and Recreation Ministry is not investigating anyone in the South African Football Association. Would like to request each one of you to ignore the sensational newspaper reports regarding price inflating or price fixing between the SAFA and SABC. Such reports, in our view, are an attempt to divert you from the good work that we have done thus far. When big events like AGMs are approaching, all sorts of media and muscle rambling will surely take place and defocus all those who are committed to good work and excellence. Stay put and deliver a very oiled SAFA machinery at the end of this AGM. As Karl Marx once said, there comes a time in your life when you have to let go of all pointless drama and the people who create it, and surround yourself with people who make you laugh so hard that you forget the bad and focus solely on the good. After all, life is too short to be anything but happy. In this regard, would like to take this opportunity to call on all the leadership of SAFA and SABC to sort out all the issues concerning broadcasting rights as a matter of urgency. We can't allow South Africans to be blacked out in the course of important local and international matches. This will be a matter of national sporting catastrophe. At the same time, we would like to congratulate you on your well-considered view of taking the All-Africa Cup of Nations to the Republic of South Africa. We want to say well done for agreeing to swap the 2013-2014 championship to the South. We now need to sit down and have a talk on the utilization of the stadia, as well as ensuring that the majority of all our people will benefit from this African football extravaganza. As SRSA will formally inform Cabinet and the democratic state on these positive developments. Therefore, we will need to meet and coordinate with the City of Johannesburg on all the logistical issues, especially the issue of the land around the soccer city as a matter of urgency. We are sure that we will again be able to deliver a world-class AFCON Cup as we did in 1996. The year 2010 has been a marvelous year for our country and people. We hosted a successful World Cup, and the FIFA World Cup will still go down the annals of history as a milestone in the evolution of football in Africa. We'll do the same with the AFCON Cup, and we should close 2014 with a positive note as usual. Ladies and gentlemen, because this is SAFA AGM, the highest decision-making body of the association, would like to reiterate what we have raised in the football Indaba in August for the benefit of all delegates in this August gathering this morning. In the Indaba, we raised the following. We need to jealously defend these gains and consolidate our achievement and strengthen the strategy to go forward. Hence, the Ministry of Sport and Recreation South Africa and the Government of the Republic recognize the damage caused by internal squabbles between individuals in the association, which permeates to regions and structures, and acknowledge that this is not our core business, and that these internal wrangles were orchestrated by individuals and barons of factions with absolutely have no regard to national pride, transformation, and sport development. We want to remind everyone in the South African football and the leadership of SAFA to discharge your historical mission for which you were established. By condemning this demon that is slowly killing our national pride, we must all do so in our words and deeds. We said this before, and we are saying it again today, that anything that is aimed at undermining and distracting this agenda and movement forward won't be tolerated. We're almost getting to a point of saying that those who want to fight for whatever reason, if they cannot overcome the fighting streak, they must continue fighting. But they must not invite us because we are not interested. Because we are not interested in their pseudo gymnastics. Our fight was against apartheid, comrades, and we defeated apartheid regime. Our fight now is against underdevelopment and resistance to transformation. As sure as the sun will rise tomorrow, we will win this battle with support from the very same people and youth they continuously undermine and degenerate through selfish utterances and deeds. We in the ministry expect the following on the roadmap into the turnaround discourse for football in South Africa. This must not be limited to unity and cohesion. Changing the present situation regarding the state of amateur football in South Africa, the lack of a concomitant and fully blooded school sport that will be regulated properly by the government of the Republic is a challenge that faces football in South Africa. Without this intervention, the lowest leagues registered under the SAFA battles to ensure broad-based participation by boys and girls from all the communities with equal access, because schools football is still played by selective schools in selective areas. With millions of rands injected into this environment through the 2010 FIFA World Cup hosting fee payable to SAFA by FIFA, we can only hope, as FIFA has already pronounced, that this money will go straight to grassroots development so that all the 25 regions of SAFA across the country will have facilities improved, administrations jacked up, match officials and coaches developed. Well-structured and sponsored competitions need to be in place to ensure that development leagues are incentivizing those who put an extra effort in the development of players. Development can only be measured through structured competitions. We need to look closely on the issue of the lack of proper player development facilities in rural and far-flung areas of South Africa. This could be addressed with FIFA funding, or we can look at a possible partnership with other stakeholders in rollout of such initiative. SRSA and FIFA will have to look at the turnaround strategy for the Football Development Academy system to ensure regulations that guard against exploitation of the youth and parents. We need to root out crime and corruption in the academy system, rid it off of fly-by-night academies with the help of law enforcement agencies. Key to this transformational agenda is the element of alleged corruption within amongst match officials through match fixing, doping, etc. The new SAFA CEO, Dr. Peterson, and SAFA board will have to look closely to this phenomenon and put in place stringent measures to curb this disease, especially at this level. In the same vein, age cheating is wound in the body of amateur football. There is a need to a strict and monitored way of dealing with this scourge. This ruins the young players' careers and is also an embarrassment to the country when it is picked up and exposed on an international platform. However, we need to also look closely at the benefits of money accrued from TV and solicit its impact and benefit to the players. I have called the South African public broadcaster, and on Monday we agreed that we're going to have a meeting between ourselves and SAFA. And I need to explain this very clear. I've explained to SABC that they need to give what is due to SAFA to support this football. Because football is not for free. And these players and this SAFA must be supported. And the public broadcaster must come to the party. It cannot be what I've seen in Zurich. When you are supposed to play a match, SAFA must pay the SABC. And we must pay the SABC for people to see football in this country. These things are not said. They are not said. But people go behind and basically lie about things that they don't know, that they've not participated in. When football was not flighted here in some match, I was in Zurich with SAFA leadership. I was at pains to intervene to ask SABC to flight football in this country. And I called SAFA leadership. I was there. They said, no, Minister, we must pay because they are going to say, you know, it's us. I said, that is not happening. Everywhere else in the world, that a public broadcaster and any broadcasting corporation does not come to the party in the funding of football today in the world. Go anywhere, even next door here in Swaziland, where they don't have television. They pay for football. And that is what is happening. And in this particular regard, these are the battles around the table we must sit down and resolve. We must not perpetrate factional disease within football. We love this sport. We grew up knowing nothing. We are what we are because of football. We are what we are, we have succeeded because of football. And we are not here to spoil the party. If anybody thinks we are here to spoil the party, let them go and ask other people. We're not going to do it. We will support SAFA for everything that we want them to achieve. If they go out of the way, we will criticize them. We've got protocols to criticize each other. I'm not going to stand in the street and criticize SAFA. If I want to criticize President Nematendani, I will wake him up in his room 6 o'clock and say, let's meet Pai Strato and Mhlagazi. You know what you are doing, I must tell you. Finish and clear is not going to happen anymore. And I'm not going to do it to please anybody. And I'm saying that we are not even going to be involved and we're not interested in your own internal affairs of football. Fight your own battles. We'll fight our own wherever we are. And then we win them every day and we lose some. So we're not going to be attracted to the battles of SAFA. And this is your responsibility to koye ningabantu abadala. First and foremost, we are not kids. And then we're going to talk to you with respect and the respect you have shown on us. When you respected us, you didn't judge us by age. You respected us because of what we are. You did not say, Zuma has put Mbalula, a youngster, in a position. You looked at me and you said, can he manage? And then the respect that you have accorded to us, it is the respect that will accord to you. We come from families who know respect. And we're not going to do that by undermining associations and people within football. And we're going to support you in every good thing that you do for the success of this particular game. SAFA and PSL should engage in discussions and involve all their coaches to tighten up relations between and among themselves. The benefit of this dialogue is huge for the country, especially on the issue of player selection and player availability for club, national and international commitments. SRSA and SASCOC will have to devise means to deal with the issue of the shortage of skills in sport and recreation, particularly in administration, management, marketing, and communications. This should include skills development and sport legislation, drafting and analysis, financial management and sport business, development and ownership, even savings and investment skills. Therefore, as Sports and Recreation South Africa, we will await the resolutions of this AGM and the program of action based on the roadmap. Thank you very much.